Torah Or, Parshas Chayei, page Tes Zayin, middle of the second column. Okay, last thing that Rebbe is explaining was to understand what this Ava V'Yira is. So he says that the meditation of Shema is Hashem Echad, the seven heavens, earth, the Ma'ila Mata, all the four corners are all bottled to Hashem, like the ray of the sun, the way it still is within the sun. How does a person get to that level? By Psukkah de Zimra, realizing how great Elokus is and how low the man is and so on. So in the middle of the page, he says, Kabbalah's Malchus Shemayim. That's the acceptance of Malchus Shemayim. The Pasuk Rishon in the first Pasuk. And the Ahavta. Shi'avaya lekecha. What we say is, V'ahavta es Hashem lekecha. You have to love Hashem, V'ahavta, until Havaya becomes a lekecha. Because otherwise, love God, you're God? Yeah, of course, if it's God, you're God. What does it mean? You have to say Hashem Elokecha. Now, the Rebbe is explaining, you have to love Hashem to such an extent that your nature, Elokecha, your nature, is really Havaya. It's really supernatural. A person should constantly be in this level of meditation, of the nullification of the worlds, that the world's entire existence is a continuous power of Hashem that makes it exist. That gives him existence. So why don't we see it? So it should be, if that's the reality, why don't we see it? He said, the physical body that we're in, you can't, the body gets in the way of this real bittul, because the body is a yesh. Body is a dirt. What is the body? The body is nothing. It's a blockage of Elokus. So then, he should make up in his mind, when he says, Shema inyan limud ha-Torah, the concept of learning Torah, like he said before, how do you connect to Hashem? When you're through learning Torah, you bring down Elokus into the world. You elevate the world. And that's the way you connect to Hashem. When he said, V'dibarta bam, the hainu shenav she'elokis, the godly soul. Ba'atzka b'Torah, when he occupies himself in Torah, nasa yichud amiti, you become one with the Torah. Because when a person learns Torah, not in the way of an intellectual wisdom, that, I learn about Shabbos, but I don't keep it. I learn about kosher, but I won't keep it. The ultimate learning level of learning Torah is living Torah. That's when you become one with it, which is, by the way, the level of das. That Torah and the person actually become one. He feels it. Then, and then, if a person becomes one with learning Torah, like Dalton explains in Tanya Parakeh, that when a person learns Torah, the Torah is in him, he is in the Torah, and because Torah is godliness, synonymous with Hashem, Hashem and His Chachma are one, Hashem and His Torah are one, so a person becomes completely bound and united with Hashem. Because Torah comes in the level of Chachma. And comes into this world. Torah deals with physical objects. Not only that, Al Rebbe says in Tanya, Torah deals with liars and swindlers and cheaters and all and killers and murderers and all these things Torah deals with. How can wisdom of Hashem deal with these low lives? Because the whole inyan of Torah is dafka to bring it all the way down. And therefore, when a person puts his godly soul, because that's what learns, in the learning of Torah in this world, then, when a person down here puts himself completely into the Torah, he becomes one with the Torah, then his source of the neshama l'mayla becomes one with the source of Torah in heaven. One with the source of Torah in heaven. And he become mamish one with Hashem. And that's what the Gemara says. The Gemara says, Kol HaKeira V'Sheina, I'll tell you only quotes the second half. The Gemara says, whoever learns Keira, Chumash or a Shaina Mishnah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Keira v'Sheina Kenegdei. Hashem is learning opposite you. Together with you. That's the ultimate unity. That's why it's like a chavruta, chavrusa. What does a chaver mean? Or a friend? Chaver is chibur. Bound, the connection. That's the definition of a friend. Why is a friend called a chaver? Or, because from the word chibur. That's what it is. So if a person's learning Torah, you're learning, Hashem is learning opposite you, so you have a chavrusa. You're becoming one with Hashem. Hashem tzilcha, and that's what the pasuk says, Hashem tzilcha, right in the Shir Amalis. What does tzeil mean? A tzeil. What is your shadow? Your shadow goes where you go. Not the kids think the shadow, you go where the shadow goes where you go. That means Hashem tzilcha, again like the Maggid says, Dam alamayla mimoch, it all comes from us. Hashem tzilcha means Hashem is a shadow, which means Hashem goes where we lead him. The shadow goes where I go. It's not that I go where the shadow goes. The shadow goes where I go. And it says in the pasuk, I am Hashem, Hashem that took you out of Mitzrayim. Pirush, a person should not have false humility to come along and say, how do you expect me? A guy can, the Torah is brilliant. The Torah convinces a person to have false humility. What is the false humility? The Torah says, you think it says here, how am I able to reach such a yichud Torah tefillah? I have evil within me. How can I become one with the Lukus in Torah and tefillah? You know, the evil is pretty solid. So how can I become one with Hashem? So that's what the Torah, by the way, tells the person. Don't waste your time. You can never become one with Hashem anyway. So he says, what's a Yosef alibe? This is what the person should realize. Shashem hu ameitzi eisem eretz Mitzrayim. The Alter is going through the Krishma, by the way. Avaya echad. Then it becomes, in a way, through this Baininus Havai, it becomes a Lokecha. And then this is through V'dibarta Bam, through learning Torah and mitzvahs, you become one with Hashem. And then the person can ask, how can I reach that level? So in Shema, the last paragraph, you say, Ani Hashem Elokechem asher tzeithi aschem eretz Mitzrayim. What are you complaining? That you're in the limitations of evil? Hashem said, but I take you out of there. I mean, it's not, what are you worried about? Hashem takes us out of Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim represents evil. The Jew represents Kedusha. Hashem says, I separate the good from the bad. You're full of evil? Don't worry about it. You do good. I do better. I separate the bad from the good, and the bad doesn't get in the way of the good. Okay, because he still didn't do complete evil yet. And he said, Afilu Rosh Gomor. Okay? Even a Rosh Gomor, that means a Rosh Veraloi, that basically never decides to do tshuva, in the lowest level, he also brings Kedusha Elukus into the Nefesh Elokis when he learns Torah. Even the Rosh Gomor. So the Alter Rebbe is saying over here, a person should not think, I'm a Rosh Gomor, and therefore how can I connect to Hashem? With one mitzvah, a person's bound, the bound is essence to essence with one mitzvah. With one mitzvah, Hashem says, you become mine. It's all part of the Alter Rebbe and Son of Eren. With one mitzvah, you become mine. Meaning, Rosh Omer Likim. There's a pasuk in Tehillim. The Rosh Hashem says, who are you to talk my mitzvahs? Pirish, she'ein te'elis l'nafshi likis. But that's only, by the way, the Alter Rebbe says that Rosh Gomor is not us. Rosh Gomor is like it says at the end of Perek Yud Aleph and Tanya. Rosh Verale means he never ever does tshuva. Never. He's not interested in doing tshuva. And even by then, that he's called dead, he says, the Alter Rebbe says, it still hover over, the Kedusha hovers over him anyway. And therefore, Kol Be'asar Shchinta Shaya, even 10 Rishoyim, 10 Rosh Jewish, Rosh Gomors, in a room, the Eibishter rests upon, in a makif way. It doesn't affect them directly, indirect. Huh? It is. Even we can do it. Yeah. What? Yeah. So a Rosh Gomer can be bringing a Penimis, but not a Rosh Gomer could bring the, even though we all have dealing with Surmeira and Aseitaiv, right? But the bottom line is, nevertheless, you learn Torah. How can I connect Hashem if I'm so low? Because Hashem separates the good from bad. Hashem said, "Ani Hashem Lokechem." It says, that's part of Shema. By the way, that paragraph is basically just to mention Yetzias Mitzrayim. But here the Alter Rebbe is explaining the Yetzias Mitzrayim in connection with the rest of the Shema. A person saying, "Hashem Elokecha b'chol levavcha." The Yitzhar and Yit, everybody loves Hashem in a way that Havaya becomes Elokecha. That means, if according to what the Alter Rebbe is saying, is like this: "V'aftas Hashem Elokecha," you have to love Hashem, meaning the Havaya becomes Elokecha. Your supernatural is your nature. And that level is reached b'chol levavcha, not lipcha, levavcha b'shnei yitzerecha, that even the Nefesh Habamis is able to get that level.
There must be a reason you mentioned Yetzias Mitzrayim every day.
The what? Yeah. Because it's a mitzvah in the Torah. And in fact, we even do it at night. Why do we say Parshat Tzitzis doesn't apply at night? Because of Yetzias Mitzrayim.
Why are we keep repeating and mentioning Yetzias Mitzrayim every Chassidus?
Because Hashem says, Hashem says, it's overused, huh?
Yeah,
it gets boring, yeah.
It lessens its
lessens its power.
Yeah, it's relevance.
Yeah. But Hashem is constantly reminding us, you want to be slaves of power, or you want to be my slaves? You want to be slaves of total evil and be one with evil? Or do you want to reach a level of supernatural above nature and supernatural together? You have a choice what to be. And Hashem says to us constantly, it's encouraged. Based on what the Alter Rebbe is saying over here, it's encouraging. Why are we always mentioning Yetzias Mitzrayim? Because Hashem is telling us, even though you're bad, don't worry about it. I'm helping you with this. Every mitzvah, Hashem says, I'm helping you do it. One.
So we don't say that you don't wear tzitzit first, and then because the beginning of the day is a reminder of the
No, it says Orisa Mesa. Laila loves man tzitzis, but that's a whole argument in Allah. It's not for now. The pearl, if you wear tzitzis at night, you get a mitzvah.
You do get mitzvah?
Because okay, I want to get into a halachic argument. So the argument, if when it says Laila Lazman Tzitzis, night is not time of tzitzis. So machlokes in the Rishonim. Does that mean only at night is not tzitzis, but the same garment during the day is obligated in tzitzis? Or does it mean a night garment is not obligated in tzitzis, but a day garment is? Give you a simple example, which is totally irrelevant at the present. You have a blanket. A blanket. Yeah? The blanket has 4 corners to it. Okay? Why don't you need tzitzis on that 4-cornered garment that you're wearing when you go to sleep? You're wearing it. A blanket can be shotness. Because you're wearing it. It's covering your body. It's wearing. So why don't you need tzitzis on the 4-cornered blanket? Or 4-cornered sheet? So one of the halachic answers, whatever, that's a lot. One of the halacha answers is because it's a night garment. A blanket is made to sleep. You're not supposed to sleep during the day. So therefore, okay, whatever. That's our meaning is we wear tzitzis at night because according to many Rishonim, your mom is getting the mitzvahs at night because a tzitzis garment is not a night garment. It's a day garment. So even according to those, even when I wear it at night, I'm getting a mitzvah. Whatever, it's okay. Okay, so I'll tell you something like this. In the Inyan of Brachas, it says, Baruch Ato Havaya. In Brachas, we say, Baruch Ato Hashem. What does Baruch Ato Havaya mean? Baruch is Hamshach Havariboy, bringing it down in abundance. Chayei Havaya, which is Tzimtzum V'Ispashtus, should be in a level of Ato L'Neicha Chizgalus. Okay, meaning like this. Ato is you, the essence. Like Dayem Yom today. Anechi is Misha Anechi, the essence of Hashem. That's first person. Second person, you. Okay? But you and I and you refer to the essence. Baruch means to bring down in abundance. Now, Havai itself, the name Yud Kei Vav Kei, is the way already Alukus comes into the world. Yud is Chachma, Hey is Bina, Vav is the 6 fetus, and Hey is Malchus. Right? Yud Kei Vav Kei. So it's Tzimtzum Hispashtus, Hamshacha Hispashtus. That's the name of Yud Kei Vav Kei. So Yud Kei Vav Kei is already not the essence of Hashem. Number one, it's the name of Hashem, not the essence. Okay? And it's also the level of the 4 worlds. Yud is Atzilus, Hey is Bria, whatever, the different levels. So he's saying, what does Baruch Ato Havaya mean? That we should bring down the level of Ato in Havaya, that Havaya should feel Ato. That the level of Tzimtzum should feel the essence. Like he says, that what? That the level of Havaya, which is Tzimtzum, should be the level of Ato L'Neicha Chizgalus, openly you. But the fact that present times, the body conceals only la'asad lava years galus alakuz v'rol basar, and it will be the level of bittul. Then not only would the guf not conceal the neshama, the guf is going to be in a higher level than the neshama. It says in Kabbalah that now the body sustains itself from the neshama. La'asad lava by Chitza Mason, the soul is going to sustain itself from the body. That we explained the other day, the body is higher than the neshama because the body reveals the essence of Hashem that ain't tchila. What?
One is very physical, one is spiritual.
But also loving the physical, because Hashem is not physical or spiritual. He's above both. So therefore, also loving the Gashmias will reveal the essence of Hashem, not only as much as the spiritual, but more than the spiritual. Let me ask you a very simple question. It's like, is God physical or spiritual? Both. Very good. You learn Chassidus. Yeah, but ask a normal Jew in the street, what is God, spiritual or physical? What's he going to tell you? Spiritual. Because God doesn't have a body. But it can't be that God is spiritual. Only spiritual. Because then, number one, how can he make physical? Secondly, then you're limiting in their spiritual, not physical. Correct? Simple geometry, right? Then you're limiting God that he's spiritual, not physical. And then he can't make it. So obviously Hashem is not spiritual, Hashem is not physical. So he's above both. Therefore, by the way, it's like science will never, ever create life. They can take a gene, nothing, and they can extend it and clone and whatever. They can do all that stuff. But they can never, only Hashem could create life. Why? Because the definition of creating life is the unity of spiritual and physical. And only Hashem, who's above both, because Hashem would only be spiritual, how can he make life in a body? How can he put spiritual into physical if he's only spiritual? Okay, we continue.
Yes,